6 o'clock.
Okay, it's 6 o'clock. Let's call this meeting to order. I want to welcome the press. Need a roll call.
James Bowden,
Here.
Daniel Brewer,
Here.
Kay Bridges,
Present.
Charles Cooper, Becky Duncan,
Here.
all present.
Okay. Need approval on the minutes for the regular meeting on April 2021. Do I hear a motion on it?
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Okay, motion by Mr. Brewer, second by Ms. Kay. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. I need approval on a special call meeting we had on April.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I'll second.
Okay, motion made by Ms. Duncan, second by Mr. Bowden. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we got any grievance or any other business from the citizens here? Okay, if not, I'll give my little report. We're going to have the drawing for the liquor license, which will be Tuesday at 5 o'clock at the community center. And what we're going to do, the first one will be for the license, and the second drawing will be for, in case something happens to the first one, it'll be an alternate drawing. And then then we can go on with this alcohol beverage stuff. Okay, that's my little report. We got the city engineer here. You got anything to say, sir?
Just a brief report, thank you, Mayor. We're working on a couple projects for you all right now. I guess the two dominant ones would be the main pump station project, as we talked about during the workshop. So we'll be continuing forward with that, and should be, over the next couple months, should be ready to go to bid for the actual project installation of the equipment that we've been talking about. The other project is the water treatment plant controls replacement project, so we're working on that. That's the ARC project that you all have funded, and we're anticipating that'll be ready somewhere in the middle to late June, be ready for bid. And so I'll keep you posted on that as we get closer. But again, that's the Appalachian Regional Commission project. And then, of course, the two gas projects. The first gas project that we talked about, that project is still ready to, they're saying it's going to bid in August. So you all should begin to anticipate that deposit. They said 60 days. We'll look back at the contract to see, but somewhere about 60 days before they bid that project. So whatever your deposit amount is on the first phase, that will be due coming up. So they've held to the August bidding date thus far, so unless that moves, your all's deposit will come due. We are going to need to talk about, we do have an easement that we have to deal with, and we'll talk about that outside of the meeting, but that's what I have.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bennett. Okay, what city building inspector?
The past few days I've been talking to Mr. Chris Cooper, which is the engineer with M&B Civil Engineering, and they're actually in the process of finalizing all the documents to get started on the Dollar Tree. Last week, about the past week and a half, been meeting with the project supervisor at the minor departments. They've had some issues with water drainage up there. I believe we've got that figured out. Of course, we talked about last time working on the slum clearance issues with some homes to be condemned, and the issues that I had with some of those. The homeowners have passed away, and we've not been able to get hold of the next of kin, and I'd give a copy of those addresses to Freddie, and he's, actually got some paperwork drawn up, so we should be able to get the ball going on getting some of those issues took care of. And, I've met with several folks over the past, week and a half, 2 weeks about some new construction homes they're wanting to build. And, also been, going over some property maintenance issues with some folks. Just some minor things, and they've all been pretty compliant about that. That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Okay, now then we got the city attorney.
So for me, all that I really have to report for you guys this month is just what Bradley just mentioned, which is I've drawn up some processes for him and trying just to work alongside him to give him some support to figure out some of these slum issues that we're having, and making sure that we're always staying on top of our processes and crossing our T's and dotting our I's and doing it by the book. And so that's it for me this month.
Okay, we're going to old business, and I've done discussed it to set a date for the liquor and the drawing, and so we'll go on now to new business. Need to discuss and approve amended Title 7 on the Mississippi Code by the adding open burning Chapter 5-7, 7-501-7-508 Ordinance 2000 on the first reading. What this is, we're needing to get some building permits, or burning permits, I'm sorry, and the county is going, it's a little bit different than ours. We can't use the counties, we can use part of theirs, but we've added some to ours. They're gonna have to come to City Hall and get them a building permit at no charge, and they have to tell us what they're burning. And we're gonna send the building inspector out at time to time to make sure that they're burning the right stuff. They can't burn no hazardous paint or stuff like that. It's mostly for leaves and tree limbs and stuff is what the burning permits consist of. Trying to hold the smoke down to keep from bothering the neighbors and the first one thing another. And so, do we need a motion on that? Okay, we need a motion to see if we can start these burning permits.
Make a motion to approve amending Title 7 for the burning permit.
Motion has been made by Daniel Brewer. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Ms. Duncan. Got any discussion on it? All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now we need to discuss an approval on the ordinance 2010 on the tiny house on the first reading. Gail, you want to explain a little of that?
Or Bradley?
Or Bradley, either one of you can.
You wanna,
I don't have a copy of the.
here you go.
ordinance with me.
Sorry about that.
That's fine. This is an issue that's actually come up, pretty hot the past couple months. Folks want to do this, and, of course, the ordinance that we have, it actually goes in to define what has to be done, the process is being taken. And what a lot of folks have misunderstood about it is they think that you can just bring it from the lot and set it up and be done, but there's different steps that have to be taken before it can even be moved. There has to be a third-party state engineer that has to come in and inspect it. There has to be an electrical inspection done on it. It goes into the definitions of what is considered the tiny house. It has to be, I believe, 500 square foot or less. It talks about the setup. It has to have a permanent foundation to it. The area requirements, you have to have at least one room. I believe it is. It's I believe it says 120 square foot if I'm not mistaken. The height requirements, utility fixtures and hook aids, it's basically, it's all just right here. And I guess maybe last time we had talked about this, there's actually more of these that's wanting to be brought in than what they are new homes. We've got, I would say probably if I had 15 calls, 14 of them are people wanting to bring in tiny homes instead of building a new house. So it's something that, we need to get took care of pretty quick. So,
Okay.
So this ordinance is written, did you write this? Or is it
Yeah.
already, it was already in place?
It was provided by,
Yeah.
our city
Okay.
planner.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, we need a motion on it, I guess, are there any more discussion on it, what, Mr. Bradley had to say about it?
I make a motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Cooper made the motion, second by Ms. Kay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now we need a discussion and approval on the hiring of a mechanic over to City Garage. They done an interview on it, and I was sick at the time, and I didn't get set in on it. And Steve McCoy recommended Scott Cooper along with Ms. Duncan. And of course, he's on a 90-day trial, like anybody else is. It's hard with the city. And he had he's got quite a good resume, didn't he, Mr.
He did.
And so, I need a motion, or to hear any more discussion. Well, you know, they've done recommend him, so.
I make a motion, we hire him based on their recommendations.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Do I need to put his name in there?
Huh,
Do I need to put a name in there?
it's Scott
I
Cooper.
mean, do I need to?
I wrote it.
And Dan Cooper boy. Yeah, I think it is.
This guy's older than James Cooper, but anyway. It's motion been made by
Okay.
Ms. Kay, second by Mr. Brewer. Any more discussion? Okay, I guess we better have a roll call on this one.
James Bowden,
For it.
Daniel Brewer,
For it.
Kay Bridges,
For.
Charles Cooper,
For it.
Becky Duncan.
For.
All for, none against.
Motion passed. Need a motion to pay the bills for April.
Let me grab my. The bills for April, $679,520.98.
I make a motion to pay him, I guess.
I'll second it.
Okay. Motion made to pay the bills by Charles Cooper, second by Daniel Brewer. Need a roll call on this money part.
James Bowden,
For it.
Daniel Brewer,
For it.
Kay Bridges,
For.
Charles Cooper,
For it.
Becky Duncan.
For.
All for, none against.
Need approval for the monthly financial for April.
General fund is $590.02. Water and sewer fund, $491,608.87. Natural gas fund is $1,475,649.74, with a total of $3,067,848.63.
I'll make a motion, we approve.
I'll second it.
Motion made by Ms. Bridges, second by Ms. Duncan. Any discussion? Yeah, let's have a roll call on this.
James Bowden,
For it.
Daniel Brewer,
For it.
Kay Bridges,
Four.
Charles Cooper,
Or,
Becky Duncan.
Four.
All four, none against.
Do we have any more business?
We gotta add,
Yeah, that's right, that wasn't on there, was it?
Yeah, there's-
About the bridge, which one is it?
the bridge and the bids on the
Cameras?
auditors.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we need a motion on the
I make the motion.
bid on the audit.
To add to the agenda.
To add to the agenda. The audit, you know, that we forgot to put it on the agenda for the annual audit proposal that Carolyn and Gail has went over and suggested we go with this MG Group of Tullahoma.
I'll second Mr. Cooper's motion that we add it to the agenda.
Motion made by Charles Cooper, second by Ms. Kay. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Now, which one,
We just need a motion to approve this one.
which one is it?
Motion to approve the bid, that was to add to the agenda.
Okay, now I need a motion to approve this bid.
I'm making a motion to go on the recommendation to use the MG Group out of Tullahoma, Tennessee to do our audit.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Brewer, second by Ms. Kay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Is that it? Guess we got that old big one home.
Just, we gotta add that.
Okay.
Just need a motion to add.
Okay, need a motion to add resolution 943. You've all got it in your package. It's about,
I make that motion.
I'll second.
motion by Ms. Duncan, second by Ms. Bridges. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
We just need a motion to pass it.
I'll make a motion, we accept resolution 943.
I'll second it.
Motion made by Ms. Bridges, second by Mr. Brewer. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. That's it. Well, I want to thank everybody for showing up. It looks like everything went smooth as we planned, and need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Who made that?
Who always makes that?
Okay,
I'll second it.
okay. Motion by Ms. Duncan, second by Mr. Cooper. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Thank yous all for coming.